Moving on, French President Emmanuel Macron says he recognizes public anger against his government's economic reforms, which have sparked massive protests.
We have experienced great rifts, and an anger has exploded which was a long time coming. Anger against injustices, anger against the pace of globalization which was at times difficult to understand, anger against an administrative system which has become too complex and lacks oversight, anger also against the deep changes which interrogate our society on its identity and its direction.
Delivering a New Year's address, Macron vowed to continue the reforms despite the recent violent demonstrations. He described the leaders of the Yellow Vest protesters as a hateful mob. The comments come as 150,000 police officers have been deployed across the country to deal with fresh demonstrations. France also remains on high alert over the threat of terrorism. 2 weeks ago, the country was hit by yet another terror attack that left 5 people dead at a Christmas market in Strasbourg. To discuss that more, we're joined by political commentator and analyst Jason Unruhe, joining us live from Ontario. Thank you very much, sir, once again for joining us on Press TV's Top 5. Happy New Year, first of all. And it seems amazing that President Macron, despite these ongoing protests, is still insisting on his economic reform plans, and he's not backing off. Why is that so?
I think this is the reason why he was given this support by at least a significant section of the ruling class inside of France. They gave him the green light to go ahead. They funded his campaign with the explicit purpose of trying to push these kinds of reforms through. Now, I'm sure much of the upper elite want these kinds of reforms. They don't necessarily have to support Macron himself, but this is the kind of thing that they want to go through, and this is what Macron is supposed to do. This is his function. The French people are very right to be outraged in this situation, and they are right to make demands of him. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if very soon we could possibly see the end of Macron's political career in this situation. I think that given the very nature of these reforms, the fact that they are very anti-working class, very lower class kind of cuts, things that hurt regular everyday people, and it's them who are rebelling against these kinds of cuts. There is a very clear class nature to this entire conflict, and I think that's why this is still ongoing, and is probably going to be ongoing for some time, and this may cost even more than Macron's political career. But I think that mainly this is still going on. This is still being enforced by the elites within the country, because this is what they want. This is what many of them they even need in order for the status quo to be kept going inside of the country, and that's why Macron is insisting on continuing to carry out these reforms. However, given the resistance that the French people have demonstrated already, this conflict is far from over.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jason Unruhe, political commentator and analyst, joining us live from Ontario.